What's up, everyone? I'm Jaren, and I am so sorry. It's been a while since I've actually worked on a review video, and I know I've seen a bunch of movies since then that I won't actually have time to review them for you. The holiday season has just been packed. I've been just busy there, left and right, and we got friends and family coming into town. I'm trying my best. I'm trying not to procrastinate 2022. It might seem that way, so bear with me, but I actually had the chance to see Black Adam like a month and a half ago. And I know it's streaming on HBO Max now, but let's go ahead and talk about it. I know I'm very late to the party, but we're going to talk about Black Adam today. This film is directed by John Colette Serra. I'm so sorry if I'm butchering that name. I know I've been butchering it ever since he's been doing movies. I've always loved all his horror stuff: House of Wax, The Shallows, Orphan, and he did like what, four movies with Liam Neeson? That was something. And I feel like he's pairing up with The Rock a little bit more because he has paired up with Dwayne Johnson in the Jungle Cruise movie that I barely remember. But yeah, they got together and did Black Adam, the next chapter in the DCEU, which I know a lot of you have currently heard the news that that particular universe has expired, which is why I wanted to review this movie now. While it still has just a little bit life left, nearly 5,000 years after he's been bestowed with the almighty powers of the Egyptian gods and imprisoned just as quickly, Black Adam is freed from his earthly tomb and ready to unleash his unique form of justice on the modern world. This movie, unfortunately, was another case of style over substance. It was crowd pleasingly entertaining, but a hot mess, all in the same pot. Now, it's not like I had my reservations about the movie or the character to be completely disappointed, but all the hype surrounding Dwayne Johnson and how he was selling it in the last few years was nothing but a few sparkles and mostly smoke. To kick things off, the editing, the score, the music choices, or even the dialogue was a complete mess. The guys who were in the editing room just working on it and scoring the film, I felt like they were working on two completely different projects. And as far as the music lyrics are going, and that may be on the nose, I just felt like it was very misplaced. Now, cheesy exchanges and one liners are expected when you're going into a live action adaptation of a superhero film, but when we're dealing with the civilian characters in which you're supposed to be experiencing this whole ordeal through, their delivery just sounds like they're auditioning for Shakespeare, and it comes off so unnatural. And this continues on throughout the entire runtime that it becomes more obnoxious. Getting into the civilian counterparts, there were characters like Adriana, Amon, Ishmael, and I conceptualized everything that these characters stood for and their motivations, but the things that they would say could have been summed up by a narrator who overstayed their welcome. And I even was very annoyed with their interplay with the GSA. When they first come in, they're just kind of trying to be so cheek and trying to tell them off. But I really feel like the only person that was worth watching was Kareem. I felt like he was my favorite character. He knew his role as the funny uncle, and every time he had the screen, it was gold. Introducing the JSA, aka the Justice Society of America, you got Hawkman, Dr. Fate, Atom Smasher, and Cyclone, and they are given the same treatment as David Ayer's Suicide Squad, to where they are immediately dropped into action with minimal development to warrant any sort of morale or narrative to the audience. Basically, they are the good guys, just our civilians just make them out as the invaders. Personally, I was never a fan of the Hawkman character in any rendition of the DC features, but there is something about Aldous Hodge's performance that really welcomes his do the right thing attitude, especially when his ideals clashes with Black Adam. Just it felt like a ticking time bomb between them. I just loved every second of it. Pierce Brosnan as Dr. Fate had me very enticed. He was the Doctor Strange of the DC universe, but there is so much layers of complexity and mystique that it really leaves a lot to be desired for a spin-off. And you know what? I would love to see more of this character's origin. And you know what? We want more Pierce Brosnan. Now, last but not least, you got Dwayne Johnson as Black Adam, tweaking the origin of a villain in order to fit the narrative of an anti hero. Now, Teth Adams' backstory is quite tragic, and his motives of revenge and rage are validated. Man, with the way that Dwayne Johnson has weaved through his roles in Hollywood, it is difficult to make a likable actor have a darker demeanor, especially in the DCEU. Now, I absolutely wish that Johnson leaned into his rage just a little bit more than what was executed on screen. There are some great moments, but when it came down to his dynamic with Amon, it really pushed for that brute silliness, like stuff that you would get from the first Thor movie or from Terminator 2, where his transition and progression of becoming a decent individual was just done in less than a day. For example, there is a reoccurring joke that every time he would enter a building or enter a room, he would come bursting through the walls like every single time, and it got tired real fast. Although I do have to admit that there is this little bit, this little joke, to where Dwayne Johnson's character would try to land a catchphrase like a superhero one liner, and he would do this every single time he would kill somebody, but he did it kind of in a way that Arnold Schwarzenegger was like in Terminator 2, and I found that a little funny. I'll probably have to go back and watch it with subtitles because there was so much going on that I could not hear any of his silly one-liner catchphrases through all the music and the action. Speaking of action, there is a lot of it, like a stupid amount, a lot of it, because it just doesn't give the story time to breathe or even stretch its scope. I mean, so many people could give Michael Bay's Ambulance so much shit of having too much action from start to finish, but they also didn't have this much cast members or even a big story to end it on a 2 minute runtime. Like, even the director's Jungle Cruise had much more material for Dwayne Johnson to work with than Black Adam. Overall, as explosive as this anti hero blockbuster was, it's watchable, but it could have been so much better. Don't expect anything groundbreaking or to shake up anything in the DCEU because, with the connective tissues and references that they make, I just got word that Dwayne Johnson has said no to the cameo he was supposed to do in the upcoming Shazam 2 Fury of the Gods movie. Like, he is the villain of Shazam. He is the Joker to the Batman. And he doesn't want to show up as a cameo in his movie? Doesn't make any sense. Even the post-credit sequence that he was hyping up about, and if you already don't know it, don't get too excited, because when you see it, you're like, oh, I'm pretty excited about it and I have a lot of questions. Is this gonna happen? No, it's not gonna happen, because they've already released news that this universe is dead. Henry Cavill's done. Oh shit. Sorry. Alright, guys, that's all I got to say about Black Adam. You guys can go ahead and check it out for free if you got a subscription for HBO Max, or just wait for the 4K Blu-ray DVD, which is going to be coming out on January 3rd, or you can skip it altogether because it's not like, you're missing out the greatest Dwayne Johnson movie. But anyways, I will let you guys know that I am currently working on my Avatar The Way of Water review. That's going to be my next one, so look forward to that and other movie reviews that do involve a lot of Oscar noms and Golden Globe noms, which are pretty exciting. I just have to catch up because the holiday is such a busy season for me. I'm trying my best, but I'll have those out. Thank you guys again so much for joining me, for watching me, for supporting me. Look forward to more reviews. I will see you guys at the movies. I'm Jaren Ugbanawag. Take care.